we couldn't come this way, could we, without going to see the sheep? Oh, there's my little girl. Hello. Come on then, Noisy. Hi, it's Martin and welcome to another video on my Knit 365 YouTube channel. Today's video, we are back on the farm. There's a couple of the ladies. No, I think they're the lads actually. But we're back on the farm and we are shortly off to the mill to see how the fleeces get spun. Very exciting. This is episode 3. Ellie standing with her. Episode 3? Yes, episode 3 in the Sheep to Skein series. So let's say hi to the sheeps and then Ellie's going to drive us to the mill. So let's go.
Hey, babies.
Hello. Oh, there you are. Oh. Oh, hello.
Hey, babies.
Hello. Oh, there you are, Bard. Mark's favourite. Hello. You are Mark. Yeah. You're Mark. Bard. What's Mummy doing? Oh, you trying to see Mum? Hello. Oh. Okay, so I'm back with Ellie. So where are we going today?
Curly Weavers.
And how far away is that from you?
It's about 7 miles as the crow flies.
Okay, I'm not driving.
He's got me driving.
Ellie's driving me as a chauffeur. So I can take some footage of the lanes and the trip there. City boy. She doesn't want me driving through the country. That's basically what it is. And we're going to see Roger.
Yes.
And Roger is, so how many years have you been sending fleeces? Is this your second year?
No, it's about fifth.
Fifth year?
Yeah, about
oh,
fifth
wow,
year. I've been
okay.
sending fleeces up to Roger. So,
okay.
Yeah, he's spun up quite a few of my fleeces now for me.
Awesome. So we're going to go and see how the magic happens.
Yes.
We're both very
I
excited.
haven't even seen huge amounts behind the scenes, so it's really quite exciting.
We are both like kids in a sweet shop.
Definitely.
Right, okay, let's go. Hello, right. We are here with Roger and we're going to start. I've got a little microphone because it's noisy. No, it's fine. Yeah, don't worry. So tell us what we're doing and then I'll spin the camera around and I'll show the folks.
Well, these Eleanor's fleeces, which have just come in a few weeks ago anyway, and we're starting processing them today. So the girl's been sorting the fleece and breaking them up into bits. And then it goes into the scouring tank then.
Okay. So I'm going to spin you around and you can see the fleeces and then we'll see the scouring process. Okay, so this is the actual fleece. This is one of the ones I helped prepare. So how cool is this? We weren't sure that we were going to get to see Ellie's actual fleece. But this is Ellie's fleece. So, as Roger said, it gets pulled into little pieces and then we're off scouring, you said?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay, let's go see the scouring.
Fleeces are scoured in hot soapy water.
Yeah.
A special detergent. And then they're spun.
Yep.
Then they're rinsed.
Yeah.
Then they're spun.
Yeah.
And then they're dried.
So back through a couple of cycles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go.
So these have been washed and now they're having their rinse.
Oh, sorry. There we go. So they're going to get rinsed. Is this hot water or cold water?
Cold water.
Cold water.
Washed in hot water, but it doesn't need to be rinsed in hot water, so it's a waste of hot water. Really.
Yeah, so we just rinse them in cold water.
Yeah, then they get spun again.
And then back through the spinner.
Yeah.
And then how many times?
Just the once.
Just once, okay.
Yeah, and pasta dries, and then they get put out on the floor to finish drying.
Right, okay. And this is going to be removing all the lanolin. Is that what it's for? Yeah. And cleaning it up.
Yeah, clean the food.
So the first bit that we just saw is cleaning up all of the product and taking the products away. Okay. And do they have any product or anything in them to try and get rid of the lanolin, or is it literally just the water?
No, they have a detergent.
A detergent.
Yeah.
Okay.
And some of the fleeces, it doesn't stay very soapy.
Okay.
I don't know why that is.
So they get detergent on them so that then that helps to get the lanolin
so
off.
this is rinsing out the detergent then.
Right.
The lanolin comes out with the detergent and it doesn't
Oh.
say that the,
Yeah.
the soap out of this. You don't need to go to the gym. Yeah.
I bet you don't. Plenty of gym exercise.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, caught it. Okay. Spin for 5 minutes. Listen to that noise. So this is another part of Ellie's batch. So this has been treated and washed, but it hasn't yet been spun. And honestly, if you could feel how soft it is already, it's just, it's lush. And Ellie thinks this might be a cheery. Looking at colours, Ellie's trying to identify which fleece it is. Because these curls, these are my Llanwenog ladies, aren't they?
Quite possibly.
See, look at me, I'm getting good at identifying the fleece now. So here's my little curly bits. Yeah, so these have been washed, and now they're going to get rinsed, so I'll show you the rinsing.
New switch on it, so maybe that's why. So there you go, that is rinsed fleece.
Wow.
So now it's ready to dry, and that's the end of my dealings with this particular fleece.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes.
Look at it.
It's quite a big load, this one.
It's lush though, isn't it?
It's really nice.
Long staple length on it.
Yeah.
He was teasing me the last time. He said, well, you know, we'll just have to cut this. I'm like, yeah, well, if you do, you do. Look at it though. Yeah.
You okay?
Yep.
This is fascinating. You okay?
Yeah, we got some rubbish.
So where does this go to get dried now? How does it get? It goes. Oh, back in the tumble dryer.
In here for 10 minutes.
Yep.
And it gets put out there on the floor to finish off.
Wow. Everything here is on an industrial scale.
Yes. Monster tumble dryer.
Yeah, the monster tumble dryer. Or as she's called, the Speed Queen.
How speedy is the speed queen?
Yeah.
That goes in there for 10 minutes. And then it's quite dry.
Wow. Okay, I'm really hoping these microphones are working. So, we've just seen the wool in the tumble dryer, so it's going to have a dry, and then it basically gets laid out on the floor, so it'll have a 10-minute cycle in the tumble dryer, in the Speed Queen, and then it's going to get laid out basically just laid out on the floor in order to dry. So this is another batch that has already been through the washing cycle. I'll spin you around. It's lamb's fleece. Oh my God, it's so soft. I wish you could feel how soft this is. I don't know what breed this is, but it is so soft. The artificial light in here is making this seem a little bit grayer. It's a really dark brown, like a real deep cocoa chocolatey colour. But fleece, as long as you can see, all having a nice little dry. So we now need to go and find Roger and work out the next step in the process. Okay, so we think this machine is basically a wool picker. We think it's called a Feodor. And the fleece that you saw just now, the dark brown cocoa fleece, that would come in here. The machine's not running today, but that would get put through here. It goes through the machine, and then if I bring you around, then that's what it looks like once it's been picked and opened out. So if I just try and pick a little bit. So you can see now how the locks have started to open, and it looks like cotton wool. So the wool has all been stretched out. So it goes through that picker, and then it will end up next in the carder. Yeah. It's like being at the Build-A-Bear factory. Yeah, so even though they're not spinning today, Roger's very kindly turned that on for us. But you can imagine, so we're now health and safety, we're behind the screen. But also, can you imagine when this was flying out? Imagining if this wasn't here, these fibres will be spinning everywhere around the atmosphere. So they'll be getting in the back of your throat and kind of really catch you, won't they? But as well as, how do you actually just catch all of that? Because if there's a draft, that'll be blowing here, there and everywhere. So is this, if you were doing this by hand, Ellie, this would be you combing it? It's the, okay, Ellie's got, Ellie, I was trying to work out what the hand, a tiny wool picker. I was trying to work out what the hand equivalent of this would be. It's so much fun to see this. Look at it, it's like air. Now we've got a new fleece going through. Look at this. It's like it's snowing. Okay, the machine's been turned off now. So this is part of Ellie's fleece, so you can see how tight the locks are together. And then what Roger's holding is what's now just been through. And you can see the difference in colour with the air that's been added and the fluffiness. So that's super fluffy, and you can see it start to open up. versus that's a lot tighter. Before and after, thank you. We've just nipped back because Ellie's yarn has been in the dryer. Oh my God. So it's bone dry and it's warm. I want to get inside. So the lamb have been pushed back and then momentarily this will then get spread out to let it dry. So I know we've gone back a step in the process, but this is Ellie's actual fleece. So this is amazing to see. Oh, it's so nice. Okay, we're at the carding station. Now, it's not carding, but where they are in the process today, we're not carding today, so I'm not going to see this move. But this is the carding machine. So basically, the fleece has been opened out and then gets put into here, and then it gets carded through the rollers. So I'll go and see if I can find the rollers in a moment. But it's basically a massive industrial version of what you might have seen at home if you've done any hand carding. Yeah, microphone's still on. It's so loud here. But basically, yeah, the fleece gets put through the carder, and then we'll see what it looks like when it comes out the other end. So this is the actual carder, and again, for those of you that have hand wound anything, you will have seen the carders working. So again, we're not carding anything today, but effectively the wool gets thrown in the section that you just saw, and then it gets put through all of the rollers. Okay, so once it's been through the carder, it then starts to look like fleece that we would know if we were going to be spinning. So again, it's now all been joined back together as it's been rolled through the carders, and we're going to go up through these rollers here, and I'm going to bring you around the other side so that you can see the final step. So continues to be rolled around the different rollers. And then what you can see here is it's on a final roller, and then it's been split out into pencil thickness and into roving. So here we have the start of the yarn. So we've taken it from the fleece through the carders, and the final output from the carder is this lovely woven yarn here that gets put into these blanks. So you've just seen the pencil woven, and so these then get put, so there's 2 lots of them here. And then we've got the world's biggest machine. So these then get threaded down here onto these, I guess we're going to call them bobbin sticks. I don't know what they're called. They'll have an official name. We'll call them bobbin sticks. So then these get pulled down and will then get plied into singles. And if I grab one, here's one I prepared earlier. So this is the output of the machine. Ellie, don't we wish we could spin that thing consistently? So this is the finished output. So again, that will have been on here. Then the roving. Oh, I know. Then the roving will come down, and then this will be the finished output. And then 2 of these together will get plied together to give us a 2-ply yarn. That is so thin and perfect. Look at it. So once the yarn has been plied, we can't see the ply-in because that's on a different side of the factory that we can't get to at the moment. But once it's then been plied, it will then get put onto these cones. The cones get thread, and here we get our skeins, which is just, it's amazing to see it like this. So we've got a manual dial on here, and the manual dial counts around how many times this is spun so that the machine knows when to stop, basically, and it knows how many times it's been around and when to stop for the required length on the skein. So a 100-gram skein or a 50-gram skein. But basically, that's how the yarn gets taken from the cone onto the skeins, and then after that they then get lifted off this and then get hung up. So this is obviously some form of darker fleece, so perhaps a Tyddyn, like Ellie's darker sheep, because this is like a darker or a lighter brown, but a darker yarn compared to, say, this that's like a creamy colour. So yeah, skeins as far as the eye can see, already hung up, and that's the finished skein. This factory is like, I'm like a kid in a sweet shop. This bit is my favourite bit. I just love seeing them like this. How it gets taken from the cone. And then the final step, they get, once they've hung and rested, they just get packaged up back in the big white bags to go back to the farmer, producer. So Ellie will get one of these bags back with a finished skein in. Or several bags back, yeah. This is so soft as well. I wish you could feel this. It's so lovely.
Hi, it's Martin in the edit. Roger was working on a new weaving project while we were there, so he's just about to show us how that all plays together, and this is the warp that he's showing us now.
Wow. So this is a warp that's being produced for a hand-designed customer.
So the warp wraps itself around a number of times, and then Roger stops the wheel and moves it down a section, and that's how eventually the whole warp will be built up.
you just carry on building out
Just-
till you've got out to the required width and the required number of ends then.
Wow. And you said 840
on this one.
840 ends.
And then we've got, on the wide one there, we've got 2,426 of them.
Wow. And how does that get taken off this,
Yeah.
off the wheel then?
Basically then, you put one of these beams
Yeah.
in the back of the machine.
Okay. So one of the beams.
Fits in here.
Yeah.
Wind it down,
Okay.
attach it all then.
Yeah.
Right, this is driven then to there.
Right.
And it takes it all off in one go.
And then takes it onto one of the beams.
Yeah.
I
And then
see.
you bring the beam into the loom.
Okay. So it goes onto that big
So
beam which we
basically,
saw
That
earlier.
is the beam. That is
Yeah.
It's wound like that.
Wound onto the
If
beam.
you imagine that big drum,
Yeah.
that is how it looks when it comes off the drum.
Okay. Wow.
Then each thread then is individually threaded through one of these eyes.
Wow. Yeah. Can
Okay.
see that.
And so in a certain order, depending on your design.
Yeah.
But when we basically, because on the rare breeds, specialist breeds for breeders, we're doing 50-metre runs, specialists for them, we can't do very complicated threadings because you see, we could take two of us could take, say, 2 days to thread up a complicated design.
Yeah.
Well, that's not viable for a 50-metre run.
No.
Because it's, it isn't cost effective.
Yeah.
On the machine
Okay.
up there.
Yeah.
So that goes into the shuttle there. That's just wound on a base.
Okay.
The old perns used to be solid.
Yeah.
Because the more of these there are, of this, there's less yarn
Yeah.
you're getting in the shuttle, so more stopping time. So the smaller package you can have here, and that's built up purely on tension.
Wow. Yeah, like a
You've
fine.
got to get the tension right, otherwise it falls apart in the loom.
Mm.
And so basically what we tie, so instead of having, if it hasn't run out, then you just save rethreading, you just bring it through.
Aha. Wowzers. Oh, a live demo.
Can you stand behind the
Yes.
face? Behind the metal?
Yep. Can I give you that? Can I give you that? Can you just film a bit? Yeah. That's amazing. And just like that, I'm home. A few days later, I've got a cup of coffee and a little bit of time to reflect on the trip to the mill, which I think it was my favourite one of the videos so far. After the shearing, I thought that was going to be my favourite one of the videos so far. But I think there was just something really nice about going to the mill and seeing how it all worked on a commercial scale compared to how we prep fleeces by hand, for example. But even though it was on a commercial scale, it's still a small Welsh mill, and I just loved seeing how everything worked. It was really great that we were able to see Ellie's fleece at the very beginning. And even though the mill wasn't producing and spinning that day, which was part of the reason why we were allowed to go, because ultimately it is just Roger. So we met Janet at the beginning of the video. There are two Janets that work there. And they both help at the start of the process, so with the washing and the drying. But throughout the whole process, it's just Roger. So he wouldn't have been able to talk to us and show us around if he'd been working. And also like health and safety, to be in a working mill when I'm there with my camera, probably not the best of ideas. So we knew that it wasn't going to be fully running, which was why we were allowed to go and film. But I still think it gave us a really good idea of what happens when you take the fleece in, and we see that come through then till the very end. And it was just really lovely to see how it all worked together and to kind of see that provenance, because Roger's been doing that, I don't know the actual time, but it's a solo business, and we're talking like 40, 50 years. Like, it's been a long traditional business. And I think that comes across in Roger's knowledge, and like we were lucky that he was, I felt really lucky that he was able to turn on the weaving machine at the end. But to see all those threads, and I just can't even get my head around how you thread that through and know where each one goes, and it was just phenomenal to see that. So I really enjoyed seeing the weaving as well then as actually seeing how the yarn gets produced, which is fantastic. So thank you to Ellie, my chaperone for the day and driver. And of course, a huge thank you to Janet for showing us the bits of the process that she does. And of course then to Roger for letting us have a look around his mill and seeing how the process works. Very much a small family business. I think Roger's son is now getting involved in the business, which enabled Roger to have a little bit more downtime, I think. So yeah, it was such a great time, and I really hope that you all enjoyed seeing that stage of the process. So it's great that we've just finished episode 3, so we've met the sheep, we've seen them be shorn, and we've now been to the mill. So it will be a couple of months now before the next one in the video series, which will be the final official video where we have the dye-in. So Roger's just started processing Ellie's fleeces, as we saw in the video. So when Ellie gets her batch through, I will pop over to see Ellie and we will go and do some dye-in, which will be amazing. There will be a mini bonus episode because I'm still yet to do anything with my fleece that Ellie gave me. So there will be a mini bonus episode at some point where I will share my journey as I prep my fleece, and possibly another bonus one because we were going to go to the Welsh Wool Museum, which was nearby to Ellie and Roger, but it was actually closed on the day that I went down to the mill. So we might try and go back, need to work out a day with Ellie, and we might go back. So there might be another bonus episode where we go and have a look around the Wool Museum. So I hope that you've enjoyed this mini-series. Let me know what bit of the mill process you loved seeing the most. Obviously, the white fluffy clouds was amazing. But I loved seeing how it comes from the roving down into the bobbins. That was, I think, is something quite ordered and structured about seeing how that all sits together.
So let me know what you think of this video in the comments below. Coming up then on the channel, there will be a check-in video next week, I think is my plan, and then usual roundup then beginning of September, and mid-September I think is MCAL time. So for you Stephen West mystery knitters, our time has come. I need to do some planning with Irina because we've both got a few busy weeks, so we need to work out what our MCAL schedule is going to be, but that will all start and the MCAL madness will commence mid-September I think, and then I think we cast on in October. I don't know any of the dates. I think the launch starts early September, so we'll probably get a video at mid-September for that one. So a couple of videos still to come on the channel, as you know. So give this video a thumbs up if you liked Seeing the Mill. If you have found me and you haven't subscribed, hi, you are welcome. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss a video. And if you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back and giving me a bit of your time. So I'm going to make another cup of coffee. You may have seen a head or an arm. Niece 1 is here because I've seen that she's floating. Adriana, you going to wave your hands? There you go. Look, there she is. I told her to keep quiet, and she's been very quiet, but she's been, every now and then you can just see this little hand and head. So I'm going to edit this video together. And then, yeah, I will be back hopefully next week with another video. But thank you very much for being here. Thank you for watching. And until we speak again, happy crafting.